About 46 of them, we call the clients. About 2 of them who are in critical condition, who are seriously hooked, maybe it's not into madness. So we refer them to hospitals. The commander, joined by the acting chairman, Drug Control Committee, Ogun State, Shotunde John, highlighted factors responsible for drug abuse and the effects on human body and the society at large.
Once you are a drug abuser, you are likely to experience reduction in manpower and consequently low productivity and effectiveness. If you are a student, it will increase the rate of school dropout and loss of potential. Within the family, it will bring up conflict and break up family disintegration. Anti-ideologies, drug abuse by transport workers lead to carnages on our roads. I would like to sum up this press briefing by using this opportunity to appeal to the good people of Ogun State, especially parents, to listen to their children and provide useful advice to them in order to properly check the menace of drug abuse, which is capable of destroying our lives, communities, and identities. Let us join hands in order to wage a successful war against this monster. With the theme, Share Facts on Drugs Saves Lives, the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking is aimed at sensitizing the public, especially the youth, on the dangers associated with cultivation, manufacture, trafficking, and abuse of illicit drugs.
Meanwhile, providing facts and practical solutions to current global drug challenges requires cooperation among stakeholders to address the scourge, thereby making the world safer from illicit drugs. This is coming from stakeholders in Cross River State who also stress the need for a firm stance against misinformation and a commitment to share authentic data on drugs and drugs-related issues to save lives. Udrak Etim reports that these positions emerged at the instance of the observation of the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking 2021.
Drug abuse is the use of certain chemicals for the purpose of creating effects on the brain. The World Health Organization defines drug abuse as the use of illegal drugs or the use of prescription or over-the-counter drugs for purposes other than those for which they are meant to be used or in excessive amounts. Apart from the long-term damage to the body, drug abuse breeds drug addicts. Supported every year by individuals and various organizations worldwide, including the Community Watch Against Drugs (CWADA) in Calabar, the global observance of International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking aims at raising awareness of the major problems associated with illicit drugs.
Brain, it causes your judgment is impaired, some it makes them depressed, some can even constant use also lead them to other major mental illness such as schizophrenia, as the case may be. So drug has never done good to anybody, and I think the earlier we learn not to use drugs, the better.
Other stakeholders decry immense consequences of drug abuse by the youths, which not only affect the users, but also the immediate family of the abused.
It is not important to just go and take drugs on your own. The truth is that if you are sick, go to the hospital. After medical checkup, they know your body mechanism before they know what to prescribe to you.
Share facts on drugs, save lives, say no to drug abuse.
Share facts on drugs, save lives is the theme for this year's celebration, which aims at combating misinformation and promoting fact sharing on drugs, from health risk and solution to tackle drug problems to prevention, treatment, and care. In Calabar, Udwak Ekem, NTA News.
And away from drug-related issues to security, in view of the huge influx of herdsmen into Kwara State and recorded incidents of disturbances in some parts of the state state's governor, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, has met with some traditional leaders to mitigate the situation. Raliat Ibrahim tells us more.
Apart from rendering medical care to the indigents, the general officer commanding 81
In the meantime, the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Farouk Yahaya, was today at the headquarters of Sector 2, Operation Hadinkai in Damaturu, Yobe State, on a maiden operational visit since taking over as the 22nd Army Chief. He was in company on the visit by Theatre Commander Operation Hadinkai Field Commanders, as well as other senior Army officers. Major General Yahaya, while addressing newsmen, commends troops of the sector for the gallantry which led to the recent successes recorded in the fight against Boko Haram terrorists. The Army Chief assures that all troops' operational challenges have been noted and is determined to address them, while urging officers and soldiers of the sector to sustain the tempo in order to bring the counterinsurgency operation to an end.
We want to conclude this operation in the Northeast so that we can do other things. And that is the drive now. We'll, inshallah, conclude it and go and do other things. So also we'll conclude all other challenges that are facing us. We are geared toward addressing all of them. Along, of course, with other services, talking about the Air Force, talking about the Navy, and other agencies, talking about the police, DSS, and all other security agencies and other stakeholders.
Yahaya, until his appointment, was immediate past commander, Operation Lafia Dole, and now Operation Hajin Kai. So on to Channel 12 News, more news after the break. Please stay with us.
Will this penalty be the decider? What's going through the player's mind here? You could cut the tension with a knife. Is there one more twist in this long, rocky road to the final? And here's the kick, and he scores! They've taken the win, they're through.
Don't worry, my boy. There's always the next time.
It's into Ikalo from the wing.
Join the winning team and stream every match with Glow special data plans. For everything Glow, dial *777#. Great supporters of football.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. More than 750 communities across 17 local government areas of Niger State have been affected by banditry, leading to the destruction of both economic and academic activities in the affected areas, which has forced thousands of children out of school. Nta Abeokuta in this upcoming report examines factors responsible for the upsurge in the ugly trend and what the state government is doing to restore normalcy, as well as efforts put in place to rescue those still in captivity.
Until early this year, when the rampaging bandits took to the kidnap of school children and others in the academic communities in Niger State, the prey of the criminal elements were rural dwellers and other soft targets for a ransom. The new dimension to the menace calls for concern, as within a span of 4 months, 2 major attacks were carried out in schools. The Kagara Science College abduction, in which 38 persons were kidnapped, with 1 case of casualty recorded. Latest is the abduction of 136 children alongside their teachers in an Islamic school in Tegina, though 15 of the abductees reportedly to have escaped from the kidnappers' den. Scores are, however, still in captivity. The upsurge in the nefarious activities of men of the underworld analysts say is not unconnected to the involvement of government in securing the release of these abductees, in which ransom were allegedly paid in millions.
We have over 767 communities that are affected in Niger State, 26 primary schools that are directly affected and used as IDP camps. They have not spoken out. They just said something. And out of what they said, there's no any clear time where they will said government breach the initial arrangement or discussion they had with our people.
With academic activities brought to standstill in the 750 academic affected communities, diligent efforts made by an NTA to get authorities of the Niger State Ministry of Education speak on the exact number of school and children affected by the insurgency, as well as efforts being made to secure the educational facilities in the state proved abortive. However, stakeholders in the educational sector who decry the development has disheartening profile the way forward.
The recent spate of mass kidnappings of school children arguably represents the gravest threat and crisis in the education system. Schools are only safe when the larger society is also safe.
The children, whether you are just coming into school or you are in school, will not have the quantum of teaching and learning that under normal circumstances you would have gotten. And so we'll be producing unbaked children, half-baked children. So the future generation will pay dearly for a crime they did not commit. You know, people will just say, the government should come out and do this. I mean, all of us are the government. So we all have our little roles to play to help us bring about peace.
In the meantime, the state government has taken a temporary measure by ordering the closure of all boarding schools in the flashpoints local government areas across the state. And the recent inauguration of the Security Joint Task Force and the vigilante to rescue those still in captivity has brought a ray of hopes on the unfortunate incidents. Emina Nta Abeokuta, NTA News.
And now to sport updates with Samuel Johnson.
Female beach volleyball team has qualified to the final stage of the ongoing Tokyo Olympics beach volleyball qualifiers in Morocco. This follows the reported failure of COVID-19 test by their opponent Egypt in the semi-final earlier scheduled for Saturday morning.
Thank Nigerians for their prayers and every well-meaning volleyballer for their support. The next hurdle, we will cross it and we'll get the sole ticket to Japan 2020.
The Nigeria Olympic Committee joined the rest of the world to celebrate the Olympic Day at the National Stadium, Lagos. Participants were involved in Keep Fit exercise as part of activities to mark the day. President of the Nigeria Olympic Committee, Abu Gumel, who read the message from the International Olympic Committee, says the Olympic Day symbolizes solidarity and unity which sports promote.
It's a message for our athletes now that are preparing in the camp. They are going to the Olympic game in Tokyo, and so that they can go there and do well.
In another development, the National Institute for Sports, Lagos, continues a giant stride in the making of world-class coaches and administrators with the matriculation of 143 students for the 2021-2022 academic session of the Citadel of Knowledge.
We have in the sports market presently past students who are excelling in their various professions.
In football.
And Sport Update wraps up Channel 12 News. Thank you for watching. I'm Idara Sit at Dedokun. Bye for now.